Trump administration claims it is working on reinstating approximately 24,000 probationary workers across the federal government. But many of those terminated workers have not heard a word in terms of an update about their employment status. And many of the 18 agencies where these court-ordered reinstatements are supposed to be happening say that bringing employees back is just too much work. Instead, they're just going to place them on administrative leave. Among them, highly specialized employees at the CDC, who now have to worry not just about how this affects their lives, but the gaps in expertise it leaves all across the federal government. NBC News political and national correspondent Jacob Soboroff joins us live from a rally outside the CDC headquarters in Atlanta as former workers continue to seek answers. What are you hearing today, Jacob?
Claimed is the key word, Nicole, and I'll get into that in just 1 second. This is a group that has met out here every Tuesday for the last month since the firings. I want to just show you quickly where we are. This is the Roybal campus of the CDC. It's CDC headquarters. These people are going home for the night, and so what the protesters here are doing is trying to rally support, get people to pay attention to the cause. So many of these people used to work inside that building until just a little while ago, and you'll recognize some of these people. Come in a little bit closer. You remember yesterday, Stephanie and Abby and Sarah, come in here, you guys. Nicole Wallace was just saying about how the Trump administration is saying it's claimed that it has offered reinstatement to all the workers across all of the agencies. Yesterday at 1 o'clock, you were supposed to be reinstated by that time, according to the judge's order. Have you been reinstated yet? More than 24 hours later. Let's start first with Stephanie.
No, we've received no emails, no communications or anything.
Nothing at all. Abby, yesterday we were talking a little bit about Teddy, your little man. Hi, Teddy. How are you, buddy? He's very, very cute. Have you gotten your reinstatement yet?
No official notice.
Nothing. Sarah, how about you?
No.
Nothing. So, Nicole, important to note here that these people have worked, not just them, but anybody else waiting for reinstatement here that hasn't gotten it yet? 1, 2, 3. You said you've been working with the CDC as a contractor for a long time. You came over as a probationary worker. They laid you off. What do they tell you about whether or not you're going to be reinstated?
I've heard nothing at all.
Nothing at all. I think it's super important. Come with me, Caesar and Nicole. Come this way. I just want to, there's one person I met back here.
I have not been reinstated.
We're live on MSNBC. You and I were talking a little bit earlier about your work at the CDC. Tell me your name again and what you do.
Fatin Abdulahad, and I'm a public health analyst.
Public health analyst. What part of CDC?
I'm in the Division of Diabetes Translation.
Were you laid off in the firings?
Yes.
Have you heard?
Legally terminated.
Illegally terminated. That's what the judge says. Have you heard yet whether or not you're going to be reinstated? You're supposed to have heard by now.
No, I have not.
Nothing.
Nothing.
And so I think that's the big question here, Nicole. And there's one other person that I want to bring in who might have some insight into this. Peter is with the union, American Federation of Government Employees, the mighty local 2883. They've been fighting on behalf of all these folks. How is it possible that the judge has said, Peter, and you're a lawyer, that everyone should be reinstated that's out here, yet none of the folks here at CDC have been offered their reinstatements yet?
It's a clear violation of the court order. I mean, CDC is the only sub-agency within HHS that has not received any communication whatsoever. And our leadership has said nothing, has not emailed, has not sent out any communications, even to current employees like myself or our supervisors and stuff like that. So
you all are still in the dark. And I just want to emphasize that. I cannot emphasize that enough. The court has ordered that these employees be allowed back to work. You guys were saying to me yesterday, you're not even sure you're not going to get fired again, right? You were thinking about that?
I assume we will. I assume they're going to figure out a way to fire us that a judge can't stop.
Right. What the judge has essentially said, Nicole, is that they need to be fired the legal way, which is not what the Trump administration did. Thank you guys so much. There's a lot of uncertainty, but really a group of amazing, great people who, as the signs all indicate, we're working on behalf of the public health of all of us.
Jacob, stay with us. I want to bring our friend Tim Miller in on this. I mean, Tim Miller, cuts at the CDC, if you had to make up a bad script about a bad joke about the government run amok and firing people that there would never be any political appetite to get rid of, it would be the people that protect rural communities from addiction, which is what one of the CDC employees that Jacob brought to our viewers yesterday does. But the theme between our first conversation and this one is what another CDC worker just pointed out, that they seem to be in violation of a court order.
For sure. And I think that there are two elements to this, right? They're trying to hide behind, there's so much waste and fraud and abuse. We need more efficiency. Everybody needs more efficiency. I guess that's the other connection to the first topic, right? It's like 87% of people are for cutting fraud, cutting inefficiencies, right? But that's just like not what is happening here. What they're doing, is completely haphazard. It's against the law, and it's not even going to achieve their stated ends, right? I mean, you just look at the Republican budget for 2026. It adds, according to their own estimates, $800 billion to the deficit. It probably will end up adding much more than that if you look at kind of neutral experts' estimates. So they're not even going to cut the deficit in the big budget bill that they want to pass through reconciliation this year, even including all of the DOGE cuts and being as generous as possible to how much that is actually going to be. And then when it comes to efficiency, look at a lot of these people out there. Maybe they'll get their jobs back. Maybe they'll be put on administrative leave. Maybe they won't. I assume many of them, if they don't get their jobs back, will find legal recourse. So what they'll end up doing is hiring a lawyer. They'll go to court, and our government is going to end up having to pay them anyway. They're going to have to pay back pay for illegally firing them. On top of that, they're going to have to pay all the lawyers that they're going to need to go to court to defend their illegal firings. Like, the whole boondoggle is going to end up costing more money than it saves.